Hey guys, this is Ravi Padmanabhan here, stock market investor and also a personal finance coach. And I am today now reviewing about the IPO of the brand Nykaa. So what exactly is Nykaa doing? So if I look at Nykaa is into the business of cosmetics, and we are finding that this company is coming out with an IPO of the price band of 1085 to 1125. So the valuation they are coming out, they are seeking around 53,000 crores as the market cap at the upper end of the price band. So this is about the Nykaa's brand. They have also their own brands. Plus, they also have recently started in terms of fashion. And currently, if you look at what is the performance of Nykaa, uh, I'm just looking at the financials, and you'll be able to find that this financials for FY 18-19, Nykaa has made around sales of 1,116 crore and it ended up with a loss of 24 crore. What happens in FY 19-20? It has 1,777 crore of sales and it ended up with a loss of 16 crore. 2021, it was quite positive for Nykaa because it was into e-commerce space and they were able to benefit largely due to shift from offline stores to an online store where they ended up with a sales of 2,452 crore. And also you are able to see that the profit is around 62 crore. The last 3 months, that is the first quarter of this financial year, they are closed around 800 crore and a profit of around 3.5 crore. Probably going by this, they should have a close this year at a sales of maybe around 3,300 or 3,400 crores. And if you look at the valuation, the PE of the company is around 800 PE, which is astronomical, very high. So the question a lot of us are asking is that should you apply for this IPO? Why is this such a huge craze? I can relate this because of late we are seeing tech companies. They started off initially as loss making and later on they had done very successfully and created a lot of wealth. For example, Google. You're looking at other businesses like Facebook and probably like even Tesla. They all are loss-making companies, but the valuation kept on going up. Like for example, in the case of Google or in terms of Facebook, they all have a very unique business model and which was standing apart from their competition. But when it comes to Nykaa, I would say that the business is not a very strong business model that which they are operating. Whereas an e-commerce player, they can have a disruption from larger players coming in. So that is something which can affect this business. And if I also look at the valuation of their global peers, I just looked at few companies in the global market. So I would say like these are the companies in the global market, which, for example, there's a company called Estee Lauder, and you have Ulta Beauty, which is also in the US, which is very similar to what Nykaa is doing, and also LVMH brand. And if I look at what exactly are the valuations these companies are commanding in the market, I will find that the valuation these companies commanding in the market are much cheaper than what Nykaa is doing. So, for example, Estee Lauder, they do a sales of 16 billion, whereas the market cap is 117 billion. The P is only 41. Ulta Beauty has a sales of 7.5 billion, and they command a market cap of 20 billion, whereas P is only 28. LVMH has 63 billion in sales, and the market cap is 394 billion, whereas P is only 36. Whereas Nykaa's sales, probably they are just around 400 million currently, but they're looking at a valuation of 53,000 crores, which is around 7 billion. I would say the P is unjustifiable. And why they're coming out? Because I feel like, in my opinion, the promoters are looking to capitalize in terms of the good market sentiments. And when people are in the mood to buy, they do not mind buying at anything which comes at a very high premium too. So it happened with Zomato. Zomato still valuations are pretty stretched. It is at 1 lakh crore. The company is yet to make a profit. So what is the risk of this? See, if you're a long-term investor, I would say we are buying a business. And the business, the valuation needs to be right. If you overpay for a business, in the long run, you're not going to generate money. So I would say like probably like if you're a long-term investor, you can give a skip to this IPO, and you might get at a later stage. If you're very convinced about the business model, you might find at probably at some time, I do not know when, but in the future, the price might be much lesser than the IPO price. That could be a time when you can consider looking at this business. But right now, I would say valuations are too stretched. Why is this happening in the IPO market? Why do such high crazy valuations come in? Because right now, market, as you know, is in a very euphoric state, and people are looking at IPO as a place where they can look at taking a bet on a company. And if you get an allotment, no one is looking at the financials. They're just looking at selling on allotment. So it is becoming such a craze that most of the interest right now is based on short-term money. It's on speculation. So if you ask me, should I speculate in Nykaa IPO? Like I want to buy, get an allotment, sell on listing. Is it profitable? To be very honest, I do not know, because it depends on your luck. Second, it also depends on the market sentiments and what is the demand on those days. It can play out, because remember, the IPO is having a backing of a lot of anchor investors. They are putting in their money. You might ask, should I follow the anchor investors? But remember, anchor investors are investing probably like they do not have much interest in terms of it's their own money. But I would say, like, if you're investing your own money, be very cautious. Expensive IPOs, you can get tracked. Remember 2008, there have been like some of very popular IPOs which burnt the big hole in the investor's pocket. So I would say, like, probably this one IPO is, there are a couple of IPOs also coming up. You might give a skip for these expensive IPOs. I would say, like, there are far more attractive opportunities which are available. Look out for them. Do not be in a rush when everyone around you is rushing to buy these crazy valuations. Thank you, friends. If you're interested, just click the like button. And if you feel like you need something else to be covered, you can just put it in the comment box. Look forward to see you soon, guys. And do share this with your friends who are looking at applying at IPOs. Thank you, friends. Bye-bye.